Picture this. You're sitting there, scrolling through your phone.
Maybe watching a video like this one, and suddenly it hits you. What if you stopped blinking your eyes?
We don't really think about it, right?
Blinking is so automatic, so natural, that most of us don't even notice when we're doing it.
But what happens if you simply stop? What would happen to your eyes, your vision? And how long could you go before things start to get uncomfortable?
This is what-if explanations, and today we're diving deep into what happens when you stop blinking your eyes. Let's get into it.
Let's talk about why we blink in the first place. Blinking is one of those things that we take for granted.
We do it about 15 to 20 times a minute, which adds up to thousands of blinks every single day. But why?
Well, blinking isn't just some mindless habit.
It's actually essential for keeping your eyes healthy and working properly.
Every time you blink, your eyelids are spreading a thin layer of tears across your eyes. These tears are like your eye's personal maintenance crew.
Not the crying kind of tears, but the ones that keep your eyes moist and comfortable. They keep the surface of your eye clean, remove dust or dirt, and even deliver important nutrients to keep your cornea healthy.
But what if you stopped blinking your eyes, like right now?
What if you just held them open and didn't close them again for minutes, hours, or even longer?
Well, buckle up because things are about to get uncomfortable.
Your eyes would start to feel dry, irritated, and you might even experience some pain.
In the first few minutes of not blinking, you might not notice much. Your eyes might feel a little dry, a little scratchy, but nothing too serious.
You might even think, hey, this isn't so bad. I can totally do this.
But the thing is, it doesn't take long for your eyes to start feeling the effects. Without blinking, that thin layer of moisture on your eyes starts to evaporate, and pretty soon your eyes are left dry and unprotected.
Now, this is when your body is going to start sending you some pretty strong signals to blink. Your brain knows how important blinking is, and it's not going to let you stop without a fight.
You'll start feeling an overwhelming urge to blink, like your eyes are begging for just one quick close. And let's be real, most people wouldn't last long without giving in.
But let's say, for the sake of this thought experiment, you push through. You don't blink.
After about 10 to 15 minutes, things are going to get a whole lot worse. Your eyes are going to feel dry. They might start to burn, and you'll probably notice that your vision is getting a bit blurry.
That's because when you stop blinking, the protective layer of moisture disappears, and your cornea, the clear outer part of your eye, starts to dry out.
This drying out of the cornea is called exposure keratitis. And trust me, it's not something you want to experience. Your cornea needs moisture to stay healthy and transparent.
Without it, it becomes irritated, inflamed, and eventually it starts to get damaged. This can cause your vision to blur because your cornea isn't as smooth as it should be.
Imagine trying to look through a dirty, fogged-up window. That's kind of what your vision will start to feel like when you stop blinking your eyes for too long.
Now, let's talk about tears again, because they're the real MVPs here. Your tears aren't just water. They're made up of 3 layers: water, oil, and mucus.
The water layer hydrates your eyes, the oil layer keeps that moisture from evaporating too quickly, and the mucus layer helps spread everything evenly across your eye.
When you blink, your eyelids act like windshield wipers, spreading these tears across your eye to keep it hydrated and protected.
But when you stop blinking, you're essentially turning off your eye's natural defense system. It's like trying to run a car without oil. Eventually, things are going to start grinding to a halt.
Now let's fast forward a bit. Say you've somehow managed to resist blinking for a few hours. At this point, your eyes are going to be in serious trouble.
The dryness and irritation you felt earlier are going to turn into full-blown pain. Your eyes might be red, swollen, and incredibly sensitive to light.
And your vision? It's going to be a blurry, foggy mess. That's because your cornea is drying out and becoming damaged.
In extreme cases, going too long without blinking can lead to corneal ulcers, painful sores on the surface of your eye. These ulcers can cause permanent damage to your vision if they're not treated.
And that's not even the worst of it. If your eyes get dry enough, the surface of your cornea can actually start to crack, leading to infections and even more damage.
By now, your body is going to be doing everything it can to make you blink. Your brain will be screaming at you to close your eyes, and you'll probably find it nearly impossible to resist.
Your eyes might even start watering like crazy, trying to compensate for the lack of blinking by producing more tears. But without blinking to spread those tears around, they're not going to do much good.
Your eyelids might also start twitching uncontrollably. That's your body's way of saying, "Hey, you need to blink." This twitching is called myokemia, and it's a pretty common reaction when your eyes are tired, strained, or dry.
So what if you tried to just blink less instead of stopping altogether? Could that work? Well, not really.
Even if you reduced your blinking rate, your eyes would still suffer. We blink for a reason, and any reduction in blinking is going to lead to dryness, discomfort, and eventually, damage to your eyes.
In fact, this is something that happens to a lot of people without them even realizing it. Ever notice how your eyes feel tired and dry after staring at a screen for too long?
That's because when you're focused on something like reading or watching a video, you tend to blink less. This is called digital eye strain, and it's a real problem for people who spend a lot of time on computers, phones, or other screens.
Okay, let's say you somehow managed to stop blinking for a full day. What would happen then?
Well, by this point, your eyes would be in such bad shape that you'd likely need medical attention. Your corneas would be so dry and damaged that you might have trouble seeing at all.
And if you didn't get treatment, the damage could become permanent. In fact, in extreme cases, a lack of blinking can lead to blindness.
That's because the cornea can only take so much damage before it starts to scar. And once scar tissue forms on your cornea, your vision is permanently affected.
So, yeah, stopping blinking your eyes isn't just uncomfortable, it's dangerous. Now, some people might wonder if you can train yourself to blink less, maybe to avoid dry eyes or to keep from looking distracted in a meeting or something.
And while it's true that some people can blink less in certain situations, like during meditation or concentration exercises, it's not really a good idea to mess with your natural blinking rate.
Your eyes know what they need, and trying to force them to blink less is only going to cause problems. Plus, the benefits of blinking, like keeping your eyes moist, clean, and healthy, far outweigh any potential advantages of blinking less.
So, the next time you find yourself wishing you didn't blink so much, remember that blinking is your eye's best friend. Now, you might be wondering, how long can you actually go without blinking before things get serious?
Well, most people can't go more than a minute or two without blinking before their eyes start to feel really uncomfortable. And that's a good thing.
It means your body is doing its job, protecting your eyes and keeping them healthy. In fact, there's even a world record for the longest time spent without blinking.
According to Guinness World Records, a man named Julio Game held his eyes open for an incredible 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 11 seconds. But trust me, that's not something you want to try at home.
Even though he managed to go that long without blinking, his eyes were probably in pretty bad shape by the end of it. Now here's an interesting twist. What if you physically couldn't blink?
This can actually happen to some people due to medical conditions or injuries that affect the muscles around.